Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Simon from Yellow Cap Performance here today. How we all going? So, doing a bit of a different video for this week. Now, the way we've been is we haven't run for 11 days now. The last 2 weeks have just been shockers. Come down. I had a mild cold 10 days ago that started, so I didn't want to push myself. I didn't want to make myself more sick, so I took a couple of days off running, and then was nearly getting better Friday, Saturday. Sunday was like nearly perfect. Monday woke up with the worst sore throat. It's just stayed forever till now. Today is Friday of week 12 marathon training plan. Haven't run since week 10. The docs gave me some antibiotics yesterday, so 2 days into the sore throat still there, but I think it's starting to slowly get better. I've had to take work off for a couple of days and it's just been real raw. So there's no weekly marathon training vlogs for these last 2 weeks because we've been sick as a dog. To get down and dirty, we're going to be starting off with our race day nutrition guide. Now, this is just a guide. I'm following Precision Fuel and Hydration race plan. Like, don't get me wrong, everyone has different needs and different fueling strategies that work for them. What works for me may not work for you. What works for you may not work for Bob. What works for Bob may not work for me. This is what I'm trialing. It's what I've been testing, and my gut can handle this. For some other people, their guts may not be able to handle this. Okay, so we're going to go over to the calculator now, where you will be able to see my screen. So this is Precision Fuel and Hydration Marathon or race plan. What sport are we doing? We're doing a running event. Have you chosen the race yet? Yes. And it's none of these, not racing these events. Event name is TCS Sydney Marathon. Event Sydney, country Australia. And we're running September 15th. What's the distance? So this does fueling strategies for everything from a 5k, 10k, half mara, full mara, 50k, 50 miles, 100k, 100 miles. So it's good for your trail races as well. We're doing a marathon. What are the conditions? So middle of September, should be warm, but it should be mild. But I think last year's marathon was actually hot. So it's always best to over prepare than under prepare. So we're just going to say that it's going to be hot race conditions. Then how will I approach my race? I plan to race at my absolute limit. Now, my goal plan is 4 hours 20 minutes. Will I do a 4-hour 20-minute marathon? So that's what we're gonna set on the calculator. 4 hours 20 minutes. Now, I'm a very sweaty runner, but I sweat buckets. 500 meters down the road, you could put a bucket and I'd fill it up. Honestly, I sweat so much, but I am a bigger person. It is normal for me. So I sweat heaps. Salty. I could open up a fast food joint. I'm fucking salty as sweater. How often do you suffer from muscle cramps? I'm gonna say rarely. Very, very rarely. Alright, so creating the race plan. So this is the numbers I want to be hitting during the race. 60 grams of carbs per hour, 1,000 milligrams of sodium per liter, but they want me to drink 750 mils per hour. So basically 750 milligrams of sodium per hour. So if you want to put this onto paper, 60 grams per hour of carbs, 1,000 milligrams per liter of sodium, 750 mils per hour of water. So that equals, in a 4-hour 20 race, equal 270 grams of carbs. During the race, 3,375 milligrams of sodium, 3.3 liters of water. So that's our race nutrition. As you can see, we're going to be doing that on race day. Our carb loading strategy for Sydney Marathon is we're going to be carb loading 3 days before Sydney Marathon. I can't remember what I did for the half marathon, but whatever I did for the half marathon in July was top notch carb loading. I had so much energy on the day. I was actually able to run the half marathon that I wanted to run. So if I go back to my PC, I found this article here and it says, you should carb load 3 days before race day, and what you should be doing is 8 to 10 grams per kilo of body weight of carbs. So it says for a 70 kilo runner, that's 560 to 700. If, say, we do 8 grams of carbs per kilo, we're 90 kilos. It wants us to be taking about 720 grams of carbs in the day. That's a shitload of fucking food. If I'm being realistic, we'll probably aim for about 500 grams of carbs. Do what's best for you if you're going to carb load before your marathon. Like I said before, everyone's body is different. What works for me won't necessarily work for you. I am aiming for a 4:20 marathon. Am I realistic? Am I going to do it? I could not tell you. I honestly could not tell you. I've got an ambitious goal of 4:20, but my sort of more realistic plan is about 5 hours, just because of how crap my training's been the last couple of weeks, with my sickness, my injuries since the last half marathon and all that kind of stuff. I think a realistic target and time to aim for is sub 5 hours. So ambitious, what we're gonna set out for is a 4:20. But in the first couple of Ks, I'll be able to feel my body and know if I can do that or not. And so if I'm struggling, then we're going to pull it back, revert to plan B, sub 5 hours. So that's my race day plan that we're going to go for. And then my fueling plan, 270 grams of carbs. Our 5-hour plan will be 300 grams of carbs. Your big question might be, is how am I gonna carry 300 grams of carbs? It's about 30 of these fucking gels, eh? It gives you like 29.8 grams of carbs. 2 of these is what I should be having about an hour. 10 gels is what I'd be carrying on marathon day, just to do a 5-hour marathon based on this carb loading principles. Who's got the space to carry 10 gels? Not me. So what we're doing, we're carrying this bad boy. Not like this, because this would be fucked, but Precision Fuel Flow Gel, 300 grams of carbs. This will last my 5-hour marathon. It's basically like 10 of these into one. 300 grams of carbs will be poured into this little flask. Boom, 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 boom. It's actually real easy to keep track of your nutritional intake because it's got 300 grams, 240, 180, 120, 60 grams of carbs. So every hour I should be reaching up to one of the lines. So we're going to carry this on race day, handheld. Then we're carrying a belt, this spy belt. Just whacks around you under the shirt, carries the phone, so it's nice and easy. And I've already tried and tested it already. In this side pocket I can fit 4 more gels. So essentially the 4 more gels will carry me to a 5, 6, 7, a 7-hour marathon. Which hopefully, we're not even going to need it. It's just in case. Or in case you need a little bit of a boost. For sodium wise, I'm going to chuck in a couple of scoops of yellow, just our electrolyte blend. Because I've already tried the flow gel with electrolytes and it was actually pretty decent. Wasn't too bad. We have a look at the race plan. Every 5Ks there's a station with water, gels and electrolytes, but every 2.5Ks is water. So basically, to keep on top of our 750 mils or 450 mils of water fluid intake, we will be having water at every single station. So that's just the water for hydration purposes, but then the electrolytes will possibly be in here. But so that's what we're doing with carbohydrates: sodium, potassium, our electrolyte profile, and on top of that we're going to carry some salt tablets. So each capsule's got 250 milligrams of sodium. So we might cut this up. Maybe we'll just carry 5. Don't think we need more than that because that's 1250 milligrams of sodium. So, I should have all my sodium already with me. This is just extra for cramping purposes. And in case, you just feel that I need it, which hopefully I won't. And yeah, that's our race day equipment that we're going to be running with. Also going to be carrying the GoPro somewhere. Hopefully I get the LSKD pants with the deep pockets. Apparently the GoPro fits in there perfectly. Is our plan for Sydney Marathon. Race day nutrition. Race day nutrition. Morning of, going to be having 150 grams of carbs, probably like 2 hours before the race. 150 grams of carbs. We'll be loading up on sodium, and carbohydrates. We'll be having yellow plus, which we're probably going to preload 1200 milligrams of sodium, 30 grams of carbs, 800 milligrams of potassium, 400 milligrams of magnesium. Pretty sure that's what we're going to do morning of, so we're preloaded. We'll have a caffeine gel 30 minutes before starting, and then during the race is just bang, carbs and electrolytes, sodium, extra sodium if I need, and just water at the 8 stations. I want to try to keep my hands as clear as possible. Yes, that's our race day plan pretty much for the TCS Sydney Marathon. Hope I've given you guys some tips, tricks, some ideas for your race day. It's only just around the corner. We're 2-3 weeks away, so it's getting close, it's getting interesting. Let's all go smash out Sydney Marathon and let's make Sydney a major. Peace out. This is Simon from Yellow Cap Performance, Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Peace. Love yous all.